Imagine a world where the air is poison, the forests are deadly, and world has left nothing but ruins. The last survivors fight over what little remains, fearing the nature instead of understanding it. But in the middle of this chaos, there is one girl who dares to see the world differently. This is the story about Nausicaä or the Valley of the Wind, a story about destruction, survival, and the lessons we may need now more than ever.
今度の旅はどうじゃった？
ひどいものだ。南でまた2つの国が腐海に飲まれてしまった。腐海は着実に広がっている。なのにどこへ行っても戦に飢え、不吉な影ばかりだ。なぜこの谷のように暮らせぬのか。
For most people in the movie, the toxic jungle is a nightmare, a place filled with deadly plants, terrifying creatures, and to them, it is an enemy to be feared and destroyed. But Nausicaä sees something different.
ナウシカ、これはどういうことだ？腐海の植物ではないか。
私が胞子を集めて育てたんです。大丈夫、正気は出していません。
毒を出さん。確かにここの空気は正常だが、なぜだ？猛毒のヒソクサリが花をつけておるのに。
The truth is, the jungle is not a curse. It is healing the world. The plants are cleansing the land of toxins, preparing for a rebirth. And the Ormu, the giant insect-like creatures, are not monsters. They are protectors, ensuring that balance is maintained. This revelation changes everything. In real life, what we fear is often just something we don't understand.
New research is raising important questions about the effect of air pollution, not only on our lungs, but on our brains. It's what one study called an urgent public health concern.
Not only the environment, it's the people behind it that are suffering the consequences of it, mostly in the global south.
We are feeling it, we produce less, and we are feeling the heat of the climate change. And that is not good. Is that fair?
Throughout history, people have changed nature when needed, but often at great cost. The forests have been cut down for farmland, rivers have been diverted to sustain growing populations, and industrial expansions have been polluted the air and water. These actions were not always driven by greed. Many were survival choices. But, like in Nausicaä, we sometimes fail to see the long-term impact of short-term solution. In the past, ancient Mesopotamia was the first great civilizations to grow their own food in their dry climate. They built advanced irrigation systems. At first, it worked. The farms flourished and the society thrived. But over time, the water left behind salt and soil, making the land unusable. What started as a solution eventually became the downfall. And it's still happening today, especially in vital ecosystems like the Amazon rainforest. While the forests are often cleared for agriculture, cattle ranching, and other human needs, the actions have significant environmental consequences. including released stored carbon dioxide, a major contributor to climate change. Despite the significant role these forests play in regulating the climate, they continue to be threatened by deforestation. So the real question is, are we destroying the very thing that's trying to save us?
王蟲の妖精です。
やはり虫に取りつかれていたか。渡しなさい、ナウシカ。
いや、何にも悪いことしてない。
虫と人とは同じ世界には住めないのだよ。
The world of Nausicaä isn't just suffering from environmental collapse. It's also trapped in a cycle of war. Nations fight not for greed, but out of fear. Fear of losing land, fear of losing power, and fear of the unknown. Fear drives every decision. No one trusts each other. Armies move like chess pieces, and each side convinced that victory is the only way to survive. But war never truly ends. It only passes from one battlefield to another. And in their desperation, they turn to a long-forgotten power, one that once burned the world to the ground, the God Warrior, a relic of past destruction. It is seen as their last hope, and they believe that ultimate power will bring them security. One that a weapon so terrifying that will end all wars. Throughout history, wars have been fought over survival. The westward expansion of the United States is often told as the story of adventure, opportunity, and manifest destiny. But beneath that dream was something deeper: fear. As population grew, people worried there wasn't enough land, enough resources, enough opportunity. They feared a future where they had nothing to pass down to their children. And fear has a way of drawing people to extreme actions. The desire for security led to an unstoppable push, often at the cost of those who were already there. But what if there's another way? What if the answer is not control, but understanding? Unlike the other leaders, Nausicaä chose a different path. She doesn't fear the jungle. She studies it. She doesn't fight the evil. She respects them. And she doesn't escalate war. She sacrifices herself to stop it. Today, we live in a world facing its own toxic jungle, climate change, conflict, division. Like the people in the movie, some often see nature and each other as enemy. They believe power will keep us safe. But what if they are looking at the world the wrong way? What if, like Nausicaä, we choose understanding over fear? And what if the real way forward is not through control, but through harmony? This is the lesson of Nausicaä, of the Valley of the Wind. It is not just a film. It is a warning, a question, and perhaps a glimpse of hope. Or is it too late to act?
Analysis shows political action has helped a dramatic decline in the number of trees lost in the tropical forests in Brazil.
How much movement there has been in the top